Labdien vai labrīt, kā nu kuram tur sanāk.
Good morning or good day. And we start very early because we have a long day ahead. And I hope we will have sincere conversations and we'll share what we have achieved so far. And we will also celebrate that our country, Latvia, thanks to the social partners, the organization Apērons, who has for years been encouraging us to talk about environment, inclusive environment, where there are no hurdles for everyone. And for several years, we do not accept it as a problem. We see that this is something where we can involve art, interior, design. And this is not only related to the people with disabilities. We are talking about inclusive environment everywhere. So we are talking about exteriors and interiors and everything that makes Latvia more accessible, more beautiful, also better. If we call those stones which are on our path, which we call them issues or problems. So we will discuss about those things, and I invite all of you to participate, to write comments, to ask questions. And in case if you notice that any of the languages is more comfortable for you, you can choose between languages, and there is also sign interpretation. And this is not just something like a fashionable, super fashionable, but this is new normal. So if it's easier for you to read what we are talking today during the conference in subtitles, you can do it. So if you cannot listen to the spoken text or text in Latvian or English, you can read the text. So we are saying and expressing sincere thanks to Tilde, that has made also our language, so-called small languages, also digital. And the speed for the artificial intelligence for Tilde is pretty fast, so there could be maybe some little mistakes because this artificial intelligence is still developing. And sometimes maybe I should speak a little bit slower, or there could be some kind of maybe little issues, but let's accept it as still as a progress. And we have a lot of friends, a lot of supporters who have cooperated with the Ministry of Welfare. So those are the embassies of Israel, Canada, the US, and those are the ones supported us. And also there is a homepage for our conference, vidavieno.lv. So you can pass on this information to your friends and neighbors and everyone who is around. And there is also a chapter in this homepage, and this is for exchange of thoughts, and use it, please. And here we have the Minister for Welfare, Mr. GATIS EGLÜTIS. So if we talk about environment, the Minister for Economics can also be here. Yes, actually today I am representing also the Minister of Economics. So the Minister is on a business trip to Dubai, and so I am also representing him. Okay, that's great. So, so far the Ministry of Welfare wasn't the only one who discussed those issues. So you are the responsible ones, right? You are assessing the progress. We are looking for solutions for environmental accessibility. So yes, good morning to everyone. We are so happy to see all of you also in this type of format, and welcome on behalf of the Ministry of Welfare. I would like to open this event, and special greetings I am sending to our guests and our experts from Sweden, from Norway, Canada, the US, Israel. And this is a great opportunity to learn from the best, from the countries where those issues have been solved and have been discussed already for tens of years. And my boss, the Prime Minister Krišjānis Kariņš, he has a vision about Latvia as a Nordic country, a real Nordic country. And me, as an economist, my education is in economy, I straight away tried to translate this narrative into salaries and benefits and also pensions, for us to be able to live in this northern country space. But actually, since I'm taking the position of the Minister for Welfare, and this is for half a year, I have changed my thoughts. I am looking towards a different direction, and so now I see this model of the Nordic countries as a society environmental model which is inclusive in all its senses, and also they have known and they have learned how to solve those environmental accessibility issues, and they have given opportunities to people with some functional disabilities or mental disabilities to live this fully life together with the rest of the society. So they can be at school or on the street or in shopping centers, so everywhere. And this is a model of the Nordic countries we are striving for, we are going towards, and we will also have several speakers from the Nordic countries, and I myself am interested in those issues, because those issues, for us, we are still in the stage of development. We are still developing the policies, we are still working with it, and this is thanks to the European foundations, European support. We have the programs of the European Social Fund and also Recovery Fund, where large sums of money in the next 5 to 7 years, about 50 million euros, roughly, I'm just roughly calculated this number, and this is planned for various projects related to the public and municipality building accessibilities, and this is also important for the living quarters for people with functional disabilities, so they have support from the state in order to adjust their living places for this accessibility. So we are doing this, but of course we have a lot to do ahead of us. In the next 5 to 10 years, we will have a lot of challenges, and I know that today's participants are from various areas related to the construction, interior, economics, and so on. And why we still have quite a long way ahead of us. From my personal experience, I have acquaintance whose son, 20 years old, on a wheelchair with functional disabilities since childhood. He is very, very smart. He has studied, finished the secondary school, also started studying in one of the largest universities in Latvia, and he's studying IT. And his first day at school, the 1st of September, was very unpleasant for him and for his mom. Our largest university wasn't prepared to have such a student in a wheelchair. And so this is still work ahead of us. So we have to ensure this accessibility also at the state and municipal institutions. And so that those who are responsible for this environment, we have to make sure that they know what has to be done, and so that they are prepared to help for people to be included, and so that they can start studying, and there are no problems for those next 4 studying years. And so I hope that today's event will be a benchmark or a starting point from which we more actively continue solving those problems, also creating various programs in the Ministry of Welfare. Also for the labor market, there are several programs. Yesterday our government supported it, and that will give more opportunities for people with functional disabilities to be included in the working environment, and that will be more interesting for employers to employ people with disabilities. So from the 1st of January, those amendments will come into force, and we want to ensure the possibilities for people with disabilities to be involved in the labor market. Of course, yes, we know that these disabilities, this is not an illness, this is reality of life. You have to just face it and have to find a way how to live with it. Yes. So most of us want to hear also some kind of information about training, about... So this will be an opportunity for us to be educated and to maybe receive some grades. And you will also be able to receive a certificate